In the comics, Black Noir is a clone of Homelander. The TV show has decided to go in a completely different direction with his character, and I am low-key kind of preferring all the changes that the show is making, which is something rare to say. It is rare as a fan to sit down and watch a medium of a source material and go, this medium is better than the source material, because the source material kind of gets bad towards the last few books, whereas the show just keeps on surprising me with the twists and turns that it's making every single week. So, in regards to Black Noir, why is he seeing cartoons? I have a theory. I have a theory that Black Noir didn't start off as the Batman character. I have a theory that Black Noir started off as a Deadpool character. At least this version of Black Noir, where when we first see him, he walks into the room, and what he's talking about is basically acting in Beverly Hills Cop, which is the movie that went to Eddie Murphy and basically skyrocketed his career. And it's like, okay, so he thinks he's funny, he talks in third person, and he's low-key a comedian. And then we also get the reveal later on when he's talking to the animals that some bad shit happened in his life. And he basically created like this fantasy world for himself as a kid to essentially escape all of that bad shit. And during his fight with Soldier Boy, we see him with witty banter. Like he tosses a couple quips out there, and they start fighting. Of course, Soldier Boy absolutely demolishes him. Like, goddamn, manhandles that man. And we see Soldier Boy beat Black Noir into the dirt. Like, takes shield, cracks open the back of his head, pieces of his brain go flying forward. That is brain trauma on a whole new level. Now, we do know now why it is that he does not talk. Because of the brain trauma. He healed to a certain extent, but I'm fairly certain he lost certain functions. It looks as though speech was one of them, which means that functionally wise, he is not the same, personality wise, he's not the same person that he was in the 90s? When did the Nicaragua incident happen? Late 80s, early 90s, somewhere around there in that nebulous little area. He's not the same person that he was back then. Now, we see him talking to Edgar, and Edgar is eating the nuts, and it's almost played for comedy, where he's like, you do know I'm allergic to those things, right? And Edgar just keeps chugging them because he doesn't really give a shit, and he has like this annoyed look on his face. And then we also see that he makes certain moves later on, where he's talking to the secretary in the building, and she's eating an Almond Joy, and he walks up, grabs a trash can, puts it in front of her. Or when the guy's playing the piano and he walks up and he sits next to the piano and he waits for a really long time until he creeps the guy out until the guy leaves and then he starts playing the piano. I'm telling you, Black Noir started off as a Deadpool character. He started off as a Deadpool character, and Soldier Boy beat him so bad and his brain trauma was so bad that the only thing left for him to do was to transition into a Batman character, which was the silent, brooding type. And that's essentially what he did. He was the silent, brooding type. Until Vought shit get exposed and you actually see that he still has emotions in the form of the fact that he was crying. And then you get to see the deeper look at his personality when he's talking to the animals and he's working through his feelings. And he picks up the chair and turns it around and walks away, and he's sitting away from them so that they don't talk to him. And then they're giving him comfort and reassurance. I'm telling you, Black Noir, personality-wise, started off as a Deadpool character. Can you imagine your personality being like Deadpool's? And you receive just this, without the Deadpool's ridiculous healing factor, you receive just this humbling trauma, near-death experience that completely changes it changes you physically, because you can no longer talk. You can't get your quips out. As a direct result, you emote for the most part using your body and seeming imposing. And as a result of that, your personality, from the way in which people view you, is that you're basically Batman. When in truth, if they could probably hear your inner thoughts and your inner monologue and hear you talk, you're more like Deadpool. Subtle nuances in this show that I really fucking enjoy. Like, I really enjoy this shit. Oh, I can't wait for the finale, man. I'm really hoping that Black Noir doesn't die, because I'm gonna be hella upset if he does. Like, I'm gonna be really fucking mad if Noir bites the dust after, like, we've gotten this emotional connection to him where I'm actually feeling bad for the dude. Instead, well, no, I'm still terrified of him. Like, Black Noir showed up in my room right now, I'd be scared of shit. Like, terrified. I'd be shook. Wouldn't know what to do, wouldn't know what to say. I'd just be like, look, get it over with. Wrap this up. But yeah, do you agree? Do you think Black Noir started off as a Deadpool character and then slowly transitioned into a Batman character? Or was his personality always Batman-esque? And then after he received the beating from Soldier Boy, he essentially just defaulted and became straight Batman? Comment down below. Let me know. And I'll catch you in the next one.